Here we go.
There's no title bigger than this.
It is great to be back.
Welcome to the Worlds.
Wow.
Just superb.
Grit and determination.
Does her. Gets it done.
What darting entertainment this is.
Brilliant finishing.
And he saves his skin.
Pummeling the trebles again. Oh, he's in again.
There it is.
Nathan Haspel's fired up.
Composure and skill.
Oh, magnificent from Van Gerwen.
He's up there to prove a point.
And this time, Peter gets it right. It's all right on the night at the Alexandra Palace.
Hello and welcome back to the William Hill World Darts Championship. We are reaching, we're day 10 now. We day 10?
Day 10,
I think we're
yeah,
day 10.
10.
We're back after Christmas, that's what it is. I'm Dan Dawson, this is Chris Murphy. Murph, we've already seen one session of action this afternoon, the resumption of play and the start of the third round. But let's just go back over all that pre-Christmas stuff. What were your highlights? Pick out a highlight, your favourite.
The last couple of hours, really, of the final day before we broke up.
Wasn't it?
Brilliant stuff. Scott Waites against Nathan Haspel. I mean, Waites has had that brilliant match already against Matt Campbell. Went down to the last leg decider, which he won. Missed 4 match darts to beat the Asp, who managed to survive a 1-2-5 checkout on the ball that was brilliant from Waites in that as well. But this time the Asp survived. Michael Smith didn't straight after it. Michael Smith losing 3-1 to Jason Lowe, who just seemed to treat it like any game down the pub and got rid of the world number 4.
Yeah, and with no reaction at all. He just knocked out the world number 4, the biggest shock of the tournament. He's just stood there on stage just drinking his water like nothing has happened at all.
Huge, incredible night of darts. So that last couple of hours may have had a big say in the destiny of this tournament. What about you? What were your biggest moments?
I think, as usual, Dirk van Dijvenbode has entertained. If it's not walking on with an aubergine, then it was that last leg decider against Rob Cross. Not often you see people firing 4 visit legs in last leg deciders.
No treble 20s.
But no treble 20, leaving 99 as well. I mean, there was so much stuff that doesn't make sense. You probably won't see it again unless he does it. But he's been doing things like that all the way through the year. I think that's certainly one of my highlights, or a few of my highlights, from Dirk van Dijvenbode, and he's been producing them all year, to be honest. Let's see what was produced this afternoon, because we had the first 3 third round games. This looked like it was going to be a cracker. Whitlock was in it for a couple of sets. Ratajski just sort of got the job done, but it wasn't quite as good as you expected from the Polish Eagle, was it?
Yeah, Simon just seemed to be a visit behind really all throughout the match. He's said on Twitter too much Christmas dinner was to blame for that, but he's finished in this tournament. Ratajski can play better. We know he's got levels.
Yeah, we certainly do. We know this man has got levels. We know both of these guys have got levels. In fact, Kim Huybrechts came into this with back-to-back 100 averages, the only person in the tournament to have done that. And yet, the first set was absolutely hopeless. Ryan said, it probably went to the rightful winner that game, but it wasn't brilliant from Searle again, was it?
It wasn't, but he just seemed to do well at this tournament. It will be interesting to watch him. He's getting a lot of plaudits recently, Ryan Searle, that he perhaps hasn't had in previous years. Maybe the title that he's won this year has contributed to that, but I think he can certainly go a long way in this event.
And Dimitri van den Berg, there's a big hug between those two. Jermaine Wattimena, I really fancied Jermaine. I thought he could do something here. I thought he could, produce the shock. He's got a good record against Dimitri, and he just seemed like it was about time for him to do something at this tournament. But having gone out in close contests the last couple of years, Jermaine, he fluffs things up in the first leg, and then it doesn't get any better from him. He was pretty poor again, to be honest.
Yeah, and Dimitri van den Berg is a kind of silent assassin all of a sudden, isn't he? A guy that's one of the friendliest, nicest, most polite guys on tour, but he's picked up his first major title. He's not dropped a set yet in the tournament, and he just got rid of Jermaine, saw that he had a chance when Jermaine did make that mess of the first leg, and just never relented in the match. I think he's the real deal and a real contender for this. But you picked Jermaine. You've picked a few players that haven't done very well, haven't you?
Okay, my picks for the semi-finals: Jermaine Wattimena, he's gone out in his second game. Ian White, he's gone out in his first game. Who else did I have? Nathan Haspel survived 4 match darts. I'm having an absolute blinder, I have to say. Although Krzysztof Ratajski was my reserve pick, and he's still going, so we'll see. Let's see who will be going tonight, because 3 of these will go through, 3 of these will go out. We have Joe Cullen versus Johnny Clayton. 2 really good mates on the tour. Only 1 place separating them in the world rankings. They've beaten each other in big games. This could be anything, couldn't it?
Yeah, but it could be the making of one of them in this tournament, because neither man has been to the last 16 before. Joe Cullen in particular has had a torrid time in this event over the years. I just feel that if he can get over this match, and we could really start to see him flex his muscles and strut his stuff a little bit. But I think it could be a fantastic game. Just wonder if that sort of hoodoo will be hanging over both of them. I hope it is a really good game and we see whoever wins it go on and do some damage in the event.
Yeah, well, we saw Dimitri Vandenberg and Jermaine Watermain, two mates taking on each other, seem to inhibit them a bit. It'll either inhibit those guys or it'll free them up to play their best stuff, and if it does, then we're in for an absolute treat. Could be the game of the night, even when you've got the top two in the world on the way. The top two, including the defending champion Peter Snakebite Wright against Gabriel Clemens. Now, Christoph Ratajski said earlier, don't discount Gabriel Clemens. He thinks he's got a chance of producing an upset here. Do you think the German giant's got a chance of producing an upset?
Well, he's got a chance, but I don't think he's going to win personally. I think that Peter Wright will come be firing a little bit more. It's a long time since he played Peter Wright, and that could be a disadvantage for Snakebite. But I think that he'll want to turn up, particularly being in the practice room with Michael van Gerwen and playing on the same night. I think now is the time that Peter Wright will want to lay his marker down, and I think that will be unfortunate for Gabriel. But I think that you're going to think differently.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think that Gabriel Clemens is an incredible darts player, and I think he's going to go a lot higher than the 31 in the world that he is coming into this tournament. However, all right, man behind the telly, do you want to get on the screen? Is that what this is about? Trying to get his massive forehead in there. But Gabriel Clemens...
shows David Mitchell.
Gabriel Clemens, I think, can produce a shot. He's beaten Peter Wright a couple of times, but we saw last year that Peter Wright, a little bit dodgy in his first game, and then came back after Christmas and was just absolutely brilliant. Rapid Ricky Evans against Michael van Gerwen. I mean, he got beaten 4-0, but he had chances against him last year. Do you think he gets closer to MVG this time around?
I don't
Fair
give
enough.
Ricky Evans a chance. I think if Michael plays anything like he played in the first round, he wins that match.
He's not going to do that again, though, is he?
Well, quite possibly. He seems very focused. Obviously, won the Players' Championship final. It's been a horrible year for Michael van Gerwen, but I just get the feeling that it's all been building up to this for him. And I think it could easily go the same way as it went last year for Ricky, unfortunately.
Well, there you go. We are back underway after Christmas. We have an incredible menu of action for you. The top two in the world, including the defending champion, and that battle for two guys fighting it out to be in the top 16 as that man behind the telly continues to have a fight with himself. There's nobody else there. Anyway, enjoy tonight. What are you doing? All right.